This week on My Classic Car, we'll travel to Ocala, Florida to check out a couple classic Ford convertibles. The 58 Skyliner Retractable is a mechanical marvel, and the 64 Galaxie 500 XL is a cruising machine. Plus, we'll look at replacement rubber for late model cars. Hi, I'm Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, this week we're in Ocala, Florida to check out a couple fabulous Fords from the collection of Jim and Rick Schmidt. We're going to look at a couple different approaches Ford took to letting the sun shine in. We've got a 64 Galaxie XL 500 convertible and a 58 Skyliner retractable hardtop. These are both incredible cars. So I say we get right to work. That is, if you can actually call this work. Check them out. Hey Rick, good to see you again, man.
Great to see you, Dennis.
Looks like we've got a Ford theme going today.
We've got a Ford theme going today, back to the Fords, and it's a convertible theme too, which is odd for us because we don't have a lot of convertibles.
Yeah, well, this
in our
one's
collection.
obviously a convertible. This one less obvious. But
That's
we'll
a little less
that.
obvious, right?
It's a convertible. Well, this car is a fave of mine. You know, the 64 Galaxie 500 XL convertible, and then on top of that, peacock blue. She's gorgeous, and she's, you know, it's straight, it's massive, but man, this interior.
Isn't that dynamite?
That is dynamite.
I've always been a fan of the XL Galaxies. 63, 4, 5 all have just, you know, great interiors, and they even when you at night when you open the doors and see where they position the lights to highlight things in the interior, they even they were even putting a lot of thought into that.
Well, you know that the speedometer is just like that. I mean, it's like this thing's been sitting on a showroom floor all its life. It's like a brand new speedometer.
Yeah, that's what really, you know, sold me on the car and appealed to me. Was there just wasn't so often when you get into a restored car, it's those little details that show you the haggard past that the car had. You look at the dash and then all of a sudden, oh boy, you see these little hints of the junkyard it got drug out of.
This looks perfect.
There's just nothing falling short on this car.
And
it's brand new.
Dealer installed AC there.
And it works. Blows cold. We can use it if we need it.
Console shifter and everything. I mean, even a glass rear window.
Glass rear window.
Wow, that's really nice.
It looks better. It's easier to deal with over time. It doesn't yellow.
Yeah, it doesn't turn frosty. But yeah, I mean, there's so much trim on this car, and a lot of this is very light, very thin metal, gauge metal. And boy, I can't believe how straight it is.
Yeah, all the trim on the car is just dynamite. The undercarriage of the car is done to just as nice a standards as the top of the car.
Now, you got a new engine up there, rebuilt engine, 390, right?
394 barrel.
Workhorse engine for Ford. Let's go have a look at that, baby.
All right, let's go take a look at it.
Walk. Wow, it's even got the chrome dress up on it too, right?
Yes, this car's got everything.
Thunderbird valve covers. And you know, here again, even inside, you've got all this great looking, what appears to be NOS stuff. I mean, of course, an Autolite battery, but even your starter solenoid looks like NOS.
That's a new old stock starter solenoid. It's a new old stock washer bag. There's a lot of little details in here.
Where do you guys find all this stuff? You and your dad. I mean, you got a line on all this stuff.
It's still floating around out there, you know. People keep hoarding it and then metering it out on eBay one piece at a time.
And you guys have got a line on all of that. Well, I tell you, a beautiful day. I mean, and it looks great with the top up, but I say we put the top down and test out this freshly rebuilt 390. What do you say?
Absolutely. You'll like it.
I know I will. All right. Coming up, we'll fire up the 64 Galaxie and go for a spin. But first, we'll look at replacement rubber for late model cars.
My Classic Car is brought to you by Grundy Worldwide Collector Car Insurance.
shop today is my good friend, Matt Augusta from Steel Rubber Products. Matt, so good to finally get you here.
It's a pleasure, Dennis.
They finally wore you down in the shop. Said, Matt, you got to come do
it was
one
a
of
tough
these
pull,
yourself.
but they got it. All right.
Well, you guys have been known forever as the rubber guys for all the classic cars. I mean, you make it for cars, I mean, way back. Just about anything anybody wants, you can make custom if they have to, right?
That's true. We just finished our 50th year, and people do know us best for the parts we make in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, but we also make parts for the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
What did you bring today?
This is a door opening weather strip from a 1994 Thunderbird.
Oh man, and there's a lot of those cars. That body style ran for a long time, and there's a lot of them out there.
They're from 1989 to 1997, and we even make the parts for the earlier generation from 83 to 88.
Wow. Now, one of the things about these newer cars is they weren't as gooey and nasty in the install as it used to be. I mean, these are just kind of it's a pretty easy install, right?
Right. They went to a clinch seal type of install where there's a spring metal in the rubber itself that holds on to the metal edge.
So no muss,
no glue,
fuss.
no fuss.
And you did an install, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Well, let's see what kind of work you do.
Okay. 94 T-Bird, you've got the bottom sill plate that pulls up, just has some snaps on it. Then the old rubber just pulls right off.
So then we got that up.
And that's the door opening seal, a perimeter seal. Now this other piece is the sections that's on the sill. Now that's also pinched along the top, and then along the back side it had an adhesive strip that held it in place, and a little button at the bottom that needs to be pulled out, just a little plastic button.
And then start there in the center of the bottom again.
Right. Right, and everything's done towards the center or bottom because if there's any rain, water, you want it all to track out. So you want it to get to the lowest point, and then it can go out.
So you're really pushing it on, and that's really just it. I mean, it's going on that easy. Just push, push, push. Put the that little sill plate back on,
and you just press it back down until it clips down. And now I'm working on the drip seal part along the drip edge. And I started with the top corner on the B-post and worked my way forward. Mm-hmm. And there again, you can see I'm just pressing it in place. Now the only trick here is that there's a lower lip on that has to go behind the bulb of the opening seal. Now the part on that B-post just has a little adhesive back. You peel the tape, get your pin in place, and then just press it, and you're done. And now I'm using a little tool that pulls the little plastic caps out. I should say plastic pins out, but you can pull them out with a needle nose or anything. And as long as you're pulling them out, that's right.
You're just getting fancy, right?
Then you put the new part in, and it's all just push in place. No gluing on this either.
So as long as we're at it, what do you say, let's do the trunk?
Great idea, and that's even easier.
Oh, now you're talking my language. Now, the trunk seals historically, they were all glued.
Yeah, but here again, it's with a clinch seal. It fits right on the door, on the deck lid edge. You can see I'm pulling apart the old one.
Now here again, you're going to start probably.
I'm going to start right at the
pretty much
right
where
the latch is at, and I'm going to work all the way around.
You don't need a special tool for that. It's just fits over that channel, and
right
when we get to the end, and
just cut it to size. Yeah. Now that one we purposely make long because it fits so many different models and different size trunks.
Man, that is easy. Why didn't you do that back in the day?
See now nobody should be afraid of restoring a vehicle.
Well, no, that's really difficult. Now that's a '94 T-Bird, and again that same body style.
But they used the same system going back to 1983 that I know of.
Is that right? So this is really the setup you just put on, right? This is the
complete set to do your doors and your trunk.
Now you make it also for other late model vehicles?
Yes, we do have quite a line of parts for GM going into the 90s, both for car and truck, and as you can see, we have a good Ford line too.
Indeed you do. So you're not just the classic rubber guys.
You're
the
rubber
guys. You got it. Well, hey, if you want to learn anything more about these great steel rubber products, log on to myclassiccar.com. That looks like so much fun. I think I'll just do one for kicks. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Visit EastwoodGarage.com, your trusted source for professional auto restoration tools and techniques for over 30 years.
Next, we'll get back down to Ocala, Florida and go cruising in a '64 Galaxie 500 XL. Welcome back to My Classic Car. Ooh, Very nice. Very nice.
Impulse starts. That's what we shoot for.
What a day for a drive. Very light touch on the steering.
Yeah, doesn't it have nice steering on
It
it?
does.
Today they would call that overboosted.
Yeah, they
I
really
always
would.
kind of like it.
It's fingertip for sure.
Right.
Now you haven't even had this on the road that long, have you?
No, we really got the engine dropped back into it, and like I said, I drove it home and back for one shakedown run to sort some things out. Drew up a punch list for our guys to wiggle through, and then you were the second guy behind the wheel.
Wow, I am honored. I am truly honored. This was not a real common color for the Galaxie, though. You don't see many in this peacock color.
No, I can't remember seeing a convertible in the Peacock. I've seen a hardtop or two before, to my memory, but
You know, and it's a fairly shocking color for something this big, you know? There's a lot of peacock here. Oh, this baby's a dream to drive. And in my book, you got it in the right color.
yeah, it's got a beautiful shape to it. It's one of those kind of cars that you can study and you notice different details every time you walk around it.
But I'm just taken by that speedometer. That just looks brand new. But it, you know, holds good temperature. It doesn't wander. It's a beautiful car. This is like being back in '64.
Well, that's part of the challenge is it's no fun to go out cruising in a car that has a bunch of problems.
No, it's not.
It takes all the fun out of the hobby. So that still, you know, perplexes me how many restored cars just don't get it done. That's what frustrates me so much with so many restorations. You know, the cars that we buy already restored, is that's where the restoration seems to end. They get the car thrown together, barely enough to where it'll get on and off a trailer, and it's done.
And it was done and sold.
Yeah.
It's so much work. I mean, anybody that takes on a restoration, I just admire them because it's an art. It's a gift. People that can do it.
Well, you do it all and you do it right.
Need parts for your classic cruiser? Then check out this week's Classic Car Marketplace.
Steel Rubber Products supplies only the highest quality restoration rubber parts. Call for your free 600-page catalog featuring a huge selection of the rubber parts you need when you need them. Call 1-800-834-7833 or visit their website at steelrubber.com. Steel Rubber Products, your complete solution for rubber parts and weather stripping. LMC Truck has the parts and accessories you need to restore or customize your truck or SUV. Chevy, GMC, Dodge, and Ford. Order your free catalog today by calling 1-800-715-8123. Be sure to specify your year, make, and model, or shop online at lmctruck.com. LMC Truck has the right part at the right price right now. Are you passionate about Corvettes or air-cooled Volkswagens? Pursue your passion here at Mid-America Motor Works. Call today toll-free to request your free Corvette or air-cooled Volkswagen catalog at 1-800-500-1500. That's 1-800-500-1500. Or visit our website, mamotorworks.com.
Still ahead, we'll check out a fabulous '58 Ford Skyliner Retractable. Welcome back to My Classic Car.
Oh man, that Galaxie is sweet. You do have that running off of my, man, I love those cars.
Yeah, it's nice.
But this is an interesting car. This is one of what I've always considered Ford's mechanical marvels.
Yes,
The retractable hardtop.
1958 Ford Skyliner.
Skyliner,
which
right?
is a retractable hardtop. And yeah, it's a complexity.
Poetry in motion. Well, now 58, they went to the two headlights up front. 57 was just single, and 58 and 9 were both dual headlights. But otherwise, this and a 59 aren't very different, or are they?
Actually, this has more in common with the 57
Really,
than
eh?
it does a 59. The 58 Ford, they really did a good job of masking what essentially is the 57 Ford body. These dual headlights, and the big grille and the huge taillights in the back.
All that sort of just tacked on?
If you ignore all of that and just look at the body line and the shape, it's
really
a 57 Ford, just with some dress up done to it.
But you know, the other thing that's surprising, because the thing looks like a really big car, but it's actually fairly
kinda narrow, yeah.
I mean, compared to that Galaxie where you can't reach the other door panel, this one is actually a fairly narrow car.
Well, I think across the line, the 50s cars that look so big, if you actually look at them from behind, they weren't
yeah,
terribly wide,
yeah.
with the exception of Cadillacs.
Now, you know, they knew how to do interiors in the 50s too, and I love this interior. The fabric in these 50s cars is great. Is that, when you redid it, is that?
That's the correct fabric. It's a reproduction, but it's very, 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 very close to being genuine.
You know, and otherwise it's a fairly simple dash. You know, kind of 50s Ford dash, but
the red and white really plays great off the white exterior.
Oh, man.
You would think that an all white retractable would be kind of a yawn, but this red interior just really brightens
brings it
up.
alive. Yeah, and again, I mean, the fabric's great, and I love the white accent to it, and I mean, it's a 3 on the tree?
It's
A 3? This thing's a 3 on the tree?
It's a 332 with a 3 on the tree. I've never seen another retractable of any year with that driveline in it. It's got to be rare. It may be the only one still puffing out there.
Interesting taillight setup. You know, it's kind of...
Well, if you remember the 57 retractable, because of the way that it has to be designed, there is an awful lot of just blank, empty acreage here on the tail.
Yeah.
Because it just had that little single headlight. So at least on the 58, it gets filled up with something. And
You
a lot
know,
of people were kind of polarized on whether or not they liked the 58 styling and the tail lamps. But on the retractable, it actually helps improve things, because otherwise you've just got this big flat bathtub of metal back here with...
Well, and it looks almost like you know, if you look at it, it's almost truck tailgate looking. You know, she's flat, and across there, it almost feels like it's a Ranchero. You could fold that down or something.
And the fuel filler is relocated to the quarter panel, because you can't get the neck down to go down through the middle of the roof. So there's an awful lot of subtle differences to a retractable.
Now, you said this has a 332?
332. That was the
Bottom
lowest
line of
displacement of the Ford Edsel engine family.
Well, let's go look at the 332.
All right.
Ford's safety hood. Oh, and the V8 Interceptor.
Interceptor, all 332 cubic inches of it.
I'm not even sure I've ever seen a 332, and that's an interesting block color.
Yes, and from what I'm told, that's the only 1958. Only on the 332 did they use that green.
Wow! Wow!
So.
Well, she's really beautiful. Is this a fairly recent restoration, or you had this done for a while?
We've had it done, I want to say, for about 2 years now. And it makes good power. You'll be surprised when you drive this just how well that 332 pulls.
Well, you know,
the car wants for nothing more. So.
It's again, perfect match. Engine to car, perfect day.
Yep.
Let's put this hood down. Let's put this top down.
Let's cross our fingers and put that roof down, right?
All right, sounds good. And we'll go for a cruise. Stay close. We'll put the top down on the 58 retractable and go for a cruise.
Brought to you by Grundy Worldwide Collector Car Insurance. And by U-Coat It, the official floor coating of Eastwood Garage.
Welcome back to My Classic Car.
Handles like a Formula One car, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sort of. But you know, it's interesting because there's 7 years difference in these two cars, 6 years difference, I guess, and they really are different. This drives like a 50s car, and the Galaxie drove like a 60s car.
Ford and GM both learned so much about chassis dynamics in the 60s, and just with each year, you can see where they were going. Have you noticed when you just give it a little bit of gas that it's got nice torque and power?
It's surprising.
It doesn't. Usually, when you go with the base engine in anything, it feels like it's having to overwork to move the car.
Well, this is a strangely optioned car.
Yes.
You know, littlest engine, 3 on the tree. Didn't have power windows originally, right?
Right.
But a retractable hardtop.
But a retractable hardtop.
But the interesting thing is I think they really pulled it off because it works well as a hardtop and it works well as a convertible. You know, there really aren't the rattles and stuff you'd expect there to be when the top's up. These things are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And you can even tell, just even looking out over the hood, it's not a very wide car.
No.
But I do really like, I like the way a 3-on-the-tree shifts. I like having the shifter here. I think it's convenient.
I've owned a couple of automatics for daily drivers. Never fell in love. I've sold them all, and I don't sell many things.
No, I've noticed that. You know, I like the placement of the dual mirrors in this car. They're out there, and you can actually use both of them. Because in the Galaxie, that other one was decorative. It looked great on the car, but you couldn't see it. Right? You could not see it. Boy, when you have the top down, it really shows off this red and white interior too. Now this thing really screams.
Yeah, I love this combination. I really think it's classy.
That's kind of fun. I could use this. Oh man, convertible cruising into Florida sunshine? Today's been a blast. I gotta tell you though, Rick and his dad have got so many cars, I could be here every week. I don't know, Rick, we did 50s and 60s this time. What do you say we do 70s next time?
Oh, we're stocked up on those.
All right,
Let's do it.
70s next time. Next week, we'll travel to Pottsville, Pennsylvania for the Great Pottsville Cruise. Folks come from all up and down the eastern seaboard for this one, and a good time is had by all. Plus, we'll check out the latest wheels to keep you rolling in style. So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage. Happy motoring.
Attention, My Classic Car fans. Go online now to check out the latest selection of DVDs. Just can't get enough MCC? Now you can download your favorite individual episodes of MCC from our website to watch on your computer or upload to your iPod and take them with you. Or you can get all 26 episodes from the 2009 season in one DVD set.